Hello, my juicy peaches, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Priestess Peaches, aka Jackie Lane from yourpeachylife.com. I mostly support ambitious women in long-term relationships with love, pleasure, well-being, and business so that they can live the empowered feminine way and co-create heaven on earth. And in today's video, I am answering a question. And the question is, help. I feel turned off by my partner, but turned on by other men. What should I do? Is it time to leave my relationship? Do we need to break up? Or is this normal? So the issue is that women can feel a lot of sexual shame and sexual guilt when they are not feeling very turned on by their partner, but they notice that they are feeling lit up or attracted to or turned on, or the arousal response towards somebody else. And it can make women doubt their relationship or feel like maybe the grass is greener or that there's something wrong, there's something missing. Women have reported to me that when they are ovulating, this can happen even more so. So when it's that time of the month where they are in their ovulation phase, they are noticing other men more so than just their partner. Women tell me that they are less attracted to their partner than at the beginning of their relationship, and they're worried that the honeymoon phase is well and truly over, and they're missing that chemistry and passion and magnetism, and they're just not feeling that vibe with him anymore. And I've also had women tell me that they fear that they have a low libido, but they realize they just have a low sex drive with their partner. But then their libido is activated around other men or even other people that they find attractive. There's something about them, and that is causing a arousal response in them, whether that is emotional or sexual, romantic. And they feel turned on and like they have a libido, like their libido is fine when it comes to other people, but when it comes to their relationship and their actual partner, their man, it's just not there. It's not the same. Whenever I have spoken to women about this, they always say, I love my partner so much. He's my soulmate. We're so connected. We're emotionally connected. We've built a life together. Some of these women are married or in long-term relationships, and it's devastating when they are feeling this sexual guilt and sexual shame around attraction and turn on towards others, and a lack of sex drive, a lack of desire towards their partner. So I want to answer the questions, why does this happen and what can be done about it? So the main issue for her is that she is not feeling turned on by her partner, but she's feeling turned on by other men. And she's feeling a lot of guilt and shame about that, and a lot of doubt around the relationship. She's questioning whether they should be together and stay together. Is this a sign that they should break up? And a lot of the time women think that they just need to suppress this, ignore it, and just hope and pray it will go away, just pretend that that doesn't exist and that that doesn't happen, and just suppress their truth, their sexual truth. Other women end up having sex with their partners from this space of guilt and obligation. Other women try to workshop the relationship and try and communicate with their partners, but in the way about saying all the things that are going wrong in the relationship, and in a way that is really not inspiring and can be very critical. And he can take it as criticism. It can shut down his sexual confidence. It can shut down the magnetism between them. Other women have said that they feel an intense need to confess to their partner, like confess this awful thing that they're feeling turned on by other people, but not him. And I just want to give you permission. You don't actually need to do any of those things. You don't need to suppress this and ignore it, because what you resist will persist, my lovely, and you cannot suppress what your body is communicating with you, the truth of your sexual self. You cannot just ignore it, and if you do, you are abandoning yourself and your truth. And then you won't be able to access your full pleasure potential with your partner from that space. And if you are having sex with your partner with this guilt and this shame and kind of out of obligation, then again, it's not authentic. That's not what your partner wants either. And if you try and workshop the relationship to try and make things better, then it's often that it actually disempowers your partner and doesn't inspire them to want to shift things and to grow together sexually when you come from this kind of critical space and negative space with your communication. It can really cause wounds to show up and toxicity within the relationship dynamic, and it can shut down that magnetism and connection and that heart connection that you have. And if you confess to him, you are coming from a space of you're doing something wrong. And I just want to say you're not doing anything wrong. And I'm going to get into this. So when you're in a long-term relationship, first and foremost, all those loved up, crazy lust and limerence chemicals that are there initially in, like, when you first meet somebody, they have subsided by now. So if you've been with somebody for longer than sort of 2 years plus, it's likely that those initial chemicals of novelty, limerence, falling in love, and lust have subsided. Some people don't experience it that much at the beginning, but if you have, it's likely they have subsided. And there's no right or wrong here. But what you're left with is a deeper love, a deeper connection. But sometimes the familiarity of somebody can take away from the eroticism. Your daily responsibilities, daily stress, the routine, the humdrum, the monotony of your daily routines together, as well as not very good day-to-day communication between each other, and built up resentments, and roles and hats that you both, like roles that you play, hats that you wear, can cause that magnetism and attraction and chemistry and passion to fade. So it's very easy for your body to start shutting down to your partner. And there's other reasons for this as well. There's other reasons why your turn on and your libido, your sexual desire, your arousal, and your body, your sexual self can start shutting down to your partner. So if you're not feeling like you're being heard or understood or seen within the relationship, if you're not meeting each other's needs, desires, and values, that can start shutting you down. If you're always too busy and you're not prioritizing each other and you're not prioritizing intimacy and sexual play, it doesn't have to be sexual intercourse, but if you're not prioritizing that, it's very easy for your body to start shutting down. It's also the type of sexual play that you've been experiencing with your partner. This can be a big factor as to why your body might be shutting down to him. And I will go into that in a minute. He may think that you've just got a low sex drive, and maybe that's what you've been telling yourself, I've got a low sex drive, but then you're noticing that actually other men or other people can turn you on, just like you feel an attraction to them, you feel an arousal sensation, you feel like those initial kind of fluttery feelings about other people, even if you don't know them. And for some people, this happens more so than others. There's no wrong or right here. Some people don't experience this. And it really depends on your life experience. It depends on your conditioning. It depends on your character. It depends on your personality type. It depends on so many things. It depends on the sexual cues that you've received throughout your life, what indicates turn on and what indicates turn off to you. So it depends on so many things. And some women have a higher sex drive than other women. Some women feel really turned off by the thought of anybody else, and they feel turned on by being loyal, and they feel turned off by anybody else. But sometimes some women can feel turned on by other people and turned off by their partners. So if this is you, then just know that your sex drive is all good and functioning and working properly for you to be feeling turned on and enlivened and lit up and, those little flutters. That's a really positive thing. There's no shame in that. It's involuntary. You can't help it. It's how you utilize it, how you act on it, what you do with that really matters. So here's what I know to be true, and I'm going to give you a rundown of all the things I feel can help in this situation that I've come across and helped women with, and also in my own relationship as well. So we have two kind of genetic pathways within us as humans when it comes to sex, and that is the procreation pathway and the pair bonding pathway. So the procreation pathway is the reproduction pathway. It is spreading our seed. It is, keeping our species going. And, back in the day, it would be having multiple partners to get the best chance of being impregnated and finding the right person to have a baby with. And it would be about procreation, populating the planet, keeping our species populated. We also have the pair bonding pathway, which is the pathway of mating for life with one partner. And this is good for raising children. This is good for stability. This is good for the well-being of the children as well. And so we have both these genetic pathways within us. We have procreation, we have pair bonding. And it's very common that when your body and your being starts shutting down for whatever reason to your partner, that you're going to look elsewhere. It's just a natural thing. Your body is naturally going to start seeking what is natural to us. You're a sexual being. No matter what stage of life you're at, your body is going to want to start opening to that because it's part of us. We are innately sexual beings. There's no shame in that. It's perfectly natural to find other people attractive. It's perfectly natural to have involuntary arousal responses to other people that are not your partner. It's not your fault. You are naturally a sexual being. You don't have to feel so bad about that. And like I said, it's about what you do with this information and this dynamic. And it's about questioning around this, inquiring around it, and seeing what can be done to shift your attraction and desire back to your partner. And it is possible. So first of all, it's a very wise idea to ask yourself, what am I escaping from? Why am I seeking answers outside my relationship? What am I escaping to? So ask yourself those questions. When you find yourself fancying somebody else or feeling attracted to somebody else, but not your partner, ask yourself, what am I escaping from? What am I escaping to? And also ask yourself, what am I finding attractive about this other person? And see does my partner have those qualities? How does my partner express those qualities that I'm finding attractive in them? How am I not expressing those qualities with my partner? How can I express those qualities with my partner? Because you may find that it's qualities about someone else that you're attracted to because you're not allowing yourself those qualities, or you're not seeing them in your partner. And usually they're in there somewhere, and there's a way of expressing them and experiencing them, whether that's noticing it in your partner or you actually expressing it yourself. Communication is key. It's really important to learn the art and skill of what I call empowered feminine communication, so that your day-to-day communication between you and your partner is on point, and so that you are fully expressed within your relationship day to day, so that you are heard, so that you feel seen, so that you are being honored, so that you are meeting each other's needs, desires, and values, like I said before. It's really important to keep creating adventure and experimentation and exploration with your partner. So visiting new places together, taking courses, going to workshops, retreats, trying new things at home, different meals, for instance, not always like sitting in the same way, like maybe you can have a picnic on the floor or eat outside one time, just creating some novelty within the relationship. And definitely have a date night or a time where you dress up for each other and make effort for each other and look nice for each other. It doesn't have to lead anywhere. It doesn't have to mean that it equals sexual intercourse, but it's just putting that effort and energy in together. Like what you did at the beginning of the relationship when you were experiencing all those chemicals, you can actually kind of activate those chemicals again by behaving in those ways again and coming back into that space of novelty and creating novelty and adventure within the relationship. You definitely need to be creating the space and the environment for intimacy and prioritizing time for that. And a lot of people don't like the idea of a sexual schedule because it feels like pressure, like, oh no, we've scheduled it in, that means we have to have sex. But that's not how it is. To me, a sexual schedule includes intimacy without it leading anywhere. So like massages, having a bath together, washing each other, doing intimate things together that doesn't have to lead to sexual intercourse. It's about sexual play, not sexual intercourse. And you can be spontaneous and see what flows within the schedule. Or you can also schedule in specific things. So yes, schedule in time for intimacy without it leading to sexual intercourse and see if you can stick to that. Because I think you'll probably find it quite challenging, but the challenge is actually stick to it just being intimacy and not leading to sexual intercourse. And this builds the magnetism and the anticipation and the adventure, and it draws out that process. It slows everything down so that you can build that chemistry between you. It just grows naturally when you are inclusive of these things. You want to be inclusive of sexual healing. You want to have your own sexual healing practice. You want to create a constant simmer of pleasure in your life so that your body feels relaxed. You want to be managing stress. You want to be relaxing and coming into a space of relaxation in your life, in your day-to-day life, as often as you can. Include that into your week and include little things you enjoy into your day so that you are feeling open and relaxed within your household, your home, and your relationship. What I have found to be true is when you try to suppress these attractions and little turn-ons and attractions that you find in other people, if you try to suppress that, it can like rear its head in other ways that become toxic. And so rather than suppressing it, I'm not saying go into fantasy about that person, but I'm saying allow yourself to revel in your own turn-on and the feelings of your own turn-on and the sensations of your own turn-on, and allow yourself to come into your body and really feel that experience of turn-on and let it aliven you and utilize that energy for your day, for your creations, and utilize that energy for your relationship with your partner. It's a really powerful force. It's not about lusting over that person or fantasizing about that person. It's about really being conscious with your own experience of your own sexual energy and utilizing it for positive things in your life. You don't have to feel ashamed of that or guilty about it. It's a natural thing, but like I said, it's what you do with it. You can utilize that energy and actually bring that energy and that aliveness to your relationship, to your partner, and that can feel really good. So I mentioned before about the type of sex that you're experiencing with your partner and how this can sometimes shut a woman's turn on and desire down for her partner, because if it's always the same, and I speak about the masculine and feminine energy dynamic within the sexual space. And if you're only experiencing masculine sexual energy flow and masculine goal-focused sex, it's like a high pressure, high performance, high excitement, friction-based kind of thing, then that can shut a woman's body down because you're not actually honoring the female anatomy of arousal or feminine sexual energy. So you need to be inclusive of feminine sexual energy within the bedroom as well. And this really links into the 5 erotic blueprints. Miss Jaya has developed the 5 erotic blueprints. And to me, it's really all about the masculine and feminine energy and how this expresses. But it's really good to know your blueprints and become expressed in all the blueprints and understand your predominant preferred sexual styles, and be inclusive of all of them and yours and your partner's, so you can create that compatibility. But it's also really, really important to make sure that with all those sexual styles and erotic blueprints that you are inclusive of the masculine sexual flow of them and the feminine sexual flow of them, so that you're not overstimulated in masculine energy, which can cause a woman's body to shut down over time. And it will cause you to shut down to the person who is overstimulating you in that way. And that is usually your partner. But that masculine energy can activate elsewhere because it's a new thing, because the masculine is that novelty, right? And so it seems counterintuitive, but the way to actually create more magnetism, passion, and more of that masculine energy again within your long-term relationship is to be inclusive of feminine energy. You also want to learn how to awaken your own pleasure. You need to really be responsible for your own sexual health and your own pleasure and turn on, so that you're not solely reliant on your partner and what he is or isn't doing. You want to be able to learn the techniques and skills to be able to turn yourself on and awaken with him as well, and become multi-orgasmic and sexually expressed with yourself and with your partner. And you also will really benefit from doing the inner work of the empowered feminine, which is working with your wounding, your traumas, your triggers, and your inner truth. So the main things that I believe you need to be looking into, if this is the dynamic that you're experiencing at the moment, if this is something you're experiencing at the moment, is the mastering the masculine and feminine dynamic within your relationship day to day, but also in the bedroom sexually. Empowered feminine communication skills, and also your pleasure power and learning how to awaken your pleasure with yourself and with your partner. These are things that I teach and that I cover in my one-to-one program, Rising in Love. When you become a private client for Rising in Love, you have access to Inspire the Empowered Masculine, which is my 4-module online course, which goes into detail about the masculine and feminine dynamic within your relationship. It goes into understanding your man's mind and the inner work of the empowered feminine. It goes into empowered feminine communication skills and your pleasure power. And you also have access to Awaken Your Pleasure, which is a 6-module online course, and it takes you through a 6-phase process from any kind of shutdown or limited pleasure to being fully sexually expressed and multi-orgasmic. Module number 1 is understanding, and that is understanding the masculine and feminine sexual dynamic and understanding your holistic sexual self. Module number 2 is awakening, and it's all about awakening your sensuality and awakening your yoni, but without touch. So your yoni is your female genitals. Module number 3 is activating. It's all about activating your inner magnetism and also activating your kundalini energy or your sexual energy. Module number 4 is all about healing. It's healing, self-healing your yoni and healing your sexual self. Module number 5 is exploring. It's about exploring your unique expression as a woman and also exploring your body and your sexual self and your yoni with touch. Module number 6 is all about expanding, and this is expanding your pleasure potential and expanding your orgasmic potential. And we work with both these courses with your individual issues that are coming up in your relationship so that you and your partner can rise in love. And if you're not able to, or you're not ready for the one-to-one support, you can purchase those 2 online courses separately. So with the one-to-one program, within that container, you have weekly one-to-one calls with me, weekly private sessions. We have 3 of those every month, and then you have one integration week where we don't have a call, and that gives you a chance to implement things, embody things, catch up with anything that you need to catch up with, and really integrate everything that we've been working on and learning. I find that really works well to have that integration week. And you also have Voxer access to me in between these calls. And Voxer, if you don't know, is a messaging and voice messaging, text messaging app that allows you also to talk in real time. So it's kind of like walkie-talkie type thing. So you have Voxer access, and if I'm there in real time, then I'll respond in real time. But obviously, if I'm not there, you can leave a message and I will get back to you within 24 hours. So we can really go deep into the things that are coming up for you in real time. So if you want to work with me one-to-one, you can apply to do so with the link in the description box below. I have an application process. So you just need to go through the application form, send that off to me, and I will get back to you. If you're not looking for the one-to-one support right now, like I said, you can purchase the online courses. So if those are courses that you would like in your life, you can click the links in the description box below. The links to the courses will take you to my online course platform where you need to create your own sacred password to get onto my online course platform, and then you can purchase the courses from there, because I host the courses on an online course platform and not on my website. It's just worked out easier for me that way. So that's how you can access those courses. So I'll leave the links in the description box to apply to work with me one-to-one, and I'll leave the links to those courses, and all my other products and courses as well will be in the links in the description box. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I am posting videos every Friday, and I most often will be posting a yoni breathing practice every Sunday, but there might be some Sundays that I miss. So yeah, but I post a video every single Friday, and I cover the topics of love, pleasure, well-being, and business, and the empowered feminine way of living, so that we can co-create heaven on earth. So if that's something you're interested in, then please do stick around. So let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to leave me a comment. I love to hear from you. It gives me something to respond to, and it helps me create content for you. And yeah, I'm going to go now. So have an amazing day, and remember to keep it juicy. Bye.